Okay, so today we're going to work on finally putting the mill, attaching it to the concrete. So we've kind of been putting it off just so we knew kind of where everything was going to fall. And we've determined that like over here we need to move this entire thing over about 7 inches so that this doesn't hit when you run it all the way forward. So we're going to make that adjustment. So we're going to push this forward, and then we're going to go through, loosen everything up, and get the feet tapped onto the concrete, and then go through and re-level everything. So we'll take the little level we've been using to do this. So basically it's just a laser, and then we'll set up the actual laser level that spins that we've used to get another point of contact there and make sure that we're straight all the way across. We've had now several issues with boards that are not quite the same all the way across, so we feel we have some issue with the bed. So we're going to go through and kind of correct that, and then hopefully make that better. So first things first is push this over about 7 inches. Sure, moved everything over about the 7 inches. That clears this from the guide, that yellow piece there, so that won't hit now. And we have everything about 21.5 inches away, enough room for the fuel tank, and then no conflict there since we have that far enough away. Run this back and forth just a couple times, make sure. Now we're going to go through, mark the feet, and work on tap pounding those down. So each one has 2. We're going to try to get in both of them, but some of them will only be able to do one. So first start by going through and loosening them all up. So each foot has a nut on the top and the bottom, so you can tighten it down. That way you can work the mill up and down as needed to get it leveled. So go through and start by doing that with all of them, just so that whenever we go to bolt it down we have movement. Get all the feet loosened up so that whenever we go to drill they will turn. So it's just a 30mm wrench. So we took a wrench, cut it in half so we had the open and closed ends. So then just taking hammer drill, drilling a hole, and we're going to kind of put them in as we go. So we go through and blow out the hole, make sure it's free of any dust so that when we run this screw down, it's not trying to compact the dust underneath and try to blow out the concrete. So you'll notice we do that on all of these, is try to get all the dust away and make sure that the hole is clean. And we repeat this for all of them. Shallow then. Just start on one side and just work our way across, putting them in as we go, so that if we were to move it at all, everything still lines up as we
work back. So in the last one there, we actually hit a piece of the rebar, so we had to kind of get a different piece to put in there, because when we tried to put the screw in, it was just busting the concrete out, so we ended up getting a different type of anchor to put in that last one. But the rest of these, we actually didn't hit any of the rebar, so it wasn't too bad.
I went through the hammer drill, put all of those in. I believe they were 4 inches, I think they were, yeah, so 3/8 by 4-inch Tapcons. So basically I have all of those Tapconned in on one side. Again, you can't do both sides, because like if you look, even though there's holes on both sides, you can only get access to one. The exception to that are the end ones. And we ran out of Tapcon, so we'll go through and do ones on the ends at a later date, but otherwise all the bed rails are together and attached to the floor. So the next thing to do is to level it. So basically you want all your bed rails to be at the same level, and you want them to be leveled this direction. So you need to get a 4-foot level put across here so that we can make sure that we're level this direction, and then between this level here, so it just projects a light across, and then you use this little thing here to gauge where it's at. So that's kind of what we did before, and I think we ended up off on one of the middle rails. So anyway, we're gonna assess that, but then we also got the laser level out we use for like third elevation, and we're gonna go through and kind of confirm everything with that, just to make sure we're not off someplace with this one. Since we're doing it, we wanted to do it right, so kind of having a couple different things there, and we'll run through all of these bed rails. So I'll kind of try to video that as we go.
So I describe this a little bit later, but essentially what we do is take just a stick and put a mark on it on kind of where we want to get it to, and we just picked one and kind of getting them all to that level. So we picked the middle one, and then we're going to raise and lower as needed, and then just using a level on that stick so that whenever you hold it up, you know that you're kind of square, because if you're off at all on the angle, it can kind of affect how tall. And basically we're just using the laser level, so you're just physically able to see the red line on the piece of wood that we have as it spins. So then essentially we just start at one end. Once we kind of get a baseline on kind of the middle, put a line on there. Then we just start at the end and then start adjusting the feet up and down to get it so that the lines are level for both sides of the bed rail.
Still good.
So, this isn't together as much as it is.
But this. That's what's stopping.
Yeah. Okay, so can we tighten the tops on these? So they're like...
So it stays there?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, just gonna start.
Can we do the same thing back here?
I think what we're gonna do when we're done is I'm gonna put a mark for here,
Okay.
and then we're gonna do it there. Because since we're shooting for an actual bed, I'm right on there.
So then we just repeat this for the entire section from one end to the other, just adjusting the feet as needed, and then just walking through all of these and getting them set to all the same height. So at the very ends, you don't have the taller bed rail to go off of, so we put another mark on there for the very ends and work through that. Make sure you get that set as well. Every now and then on the logs on the left hand side you can actually kind of see the light spinning. Just with the camera rate you don't see it all the time, just at certain times, but the light's constantly spinning and projecting onto the board we're using.
Getting everything Tapcon down, so everyone has a screw in it now, so it's bolted to the concrete. So we then took the laser level. Basically what we did was we just used this piece of wood over here, put a mark on it, and had a point of reference, and then just went through each one and using a level on that piece of wood so that you knew that you're straight up and down. Went through each one of these and raised and lowered each of these accordingly so that you could raise and lower. And we should have a bed rail that's perfectly flat now. And we checked everything this direction is good. So putting logs on, we shouldn't have to worry about moving it. And we mill boards, we shouldn't have any that are bigger on one side than the other. So so something we need to have done for a while and finally got around to doing it. So it'd be nice to have that done.